Buonasera e benvenuti. Io sono Sandro Angioni di Sardegna Ricerche e vi introduco i relatori del prossimo seminario, che sono Valeri Tsepkalo, che è il direttore del parco tecnologico di Belarus, la Bielorussia, e Luigi Filippini, presidente del CRS4. Faranno una chiacchierata su quelle che sono le possibili opportunità per le imprese e per i ricercatori sardi di mettersi in relazione appunto con le realtà della Bielorussia. A loro la parola.
Grazie, ce l'abbiamo già. Siamo just a second in Italian, but anyway, approfittiamo dell'occasione della visita per farci raccontare un po' le esperienze di questo parco tecnologico in Bielorussia. So I was saying that we are taking advantage of your presence in Sardinia to know something more about your research park in Belarus and something about your activities. So please.
Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be here. Actually, I'm in Sardinia for the second time, and you definitely live in one of the most beautiful places on earth. And I don't understand how you can make research and development, you know, just all you want to do here is just to relax, have fun, go to a restaurant, drink some wine, you know, just and have other entertainments. In our country, you know, just when I left it, we had +7 degrees and rainy, so you have nothing to do but to work. And, you know, therefore we decided 10 years ago to create a high-tech park in Minsk, in Belarus. Minsk is the capital of Belarus. And now we have, with the only focus of software engineering. So software development is our major field of expertise. And we decided not to focus on different fields of science and technology, but decided to focus on one, especially information technologies. And now we have 25,000 software engineers working in our high-tech park. The growth rate that we have is about 3,000 new working places, new software engineers a year. And definitely that, you know, just the proximity to the universities is very important. And we opened about 80 labs in our universities where we train students. We train students, we train lecturers, and therefore, you know, just more and more young people decide to connect their life to software engineering, to computer sciences. And, you know, this is the basis and this is the course of our fast growth. This year, by the way, our revenue from software development will reach $1 billion US. So this is how we are growing up. And I understand that, for instance, these nice facilities that was built, this is basically the very idea how to make a startup ecosystem and, you know, how to support young entrepreneurs that makes a decision to build a new company, build a new technological company, or create a project or product that will become global later on. Actually, our country is a small country of 10 million people. And definitely, when you think about something, you should think about making a global product from the very start. Because if you would look only at your internal market, then definitely it will not work, since internal market is small. And this is also one of the reasons why we are so successful. Well, talking about our relations with Sardinia, you know, just we have really good relations starting from the collapse of the Soviet Union 20 years ago. At that time, our country was hit by Chernobyl disaster 5 years before that. And Sardinians, they were so generous and kind to adopt many children and to accept them for recovery issues. Many Belarus children that were damaged or just lost their health because of the Chernobyl visited your beautiful island, and many families, many Italian Sardinian families, they hosted our kids, and it helped them to recover from the consequences that Chernobyl disaster caused for them. So many of just when I was young, just I wanted to learn Italian language, and when I entered the university at that time, I studied in Moscow. Actually, I entered Moscow University, and I asked to learn Italian as my first foreign language, but instead I was given Albanian, so maybe they thought that it's the same. I don't know. Just I'm kidding, but English was my first, second foreign language, and just that's how many of our people feel. And now it's not like that. It was back to the times of the Soviet Union. Now, really many young boys and girls, they choose to learn Italian language, and I think that your language is, after English, maybe one of the most popular languages to learn, and that's also a kind of a tribute that was given to good relations between our country and between Belarus and Sardinia in particular.
Yes, if I can ask you a couple of questions. For example, a couple of minutes ago we were talking with some venture capitalists in the other room. And for example, CRS4 is funded 50% from public money and 50% from private money. How do you finance your research? Is it state, or you are collaborating with industries?
Actually, I represent here a governmental agency, a governmental institution, but we do not give a penny to our startup companies because I, frankly speaking, believe that the money that will be received in a hard way have much more value for the future company to develop and to build the right product and the right concept. And just we have governmental funds, definitely, and some of the representatives of the government also came to us offering some money. But we think that even some local venture funds, we do have mentors, we do have angel investors, but the real money should come from somewhere overseas. And when you get money, let's say from San Francisco, or from Singapore, or from London, which are the main sources of venture funds, then you start your business as a global business from the very scratch, from the very beginning. This is the reason, just every year we have a successful exit, successful projects. And I can name a few, like the World of Tanks, which is one of the 3 most popular games in the world, or a famous application like Viber. I don't know if you ever heard about it, but it was developed in Belarus and supported also in Minsk. It's the second most popular after WhatsApp and Messenger also in the world. Then Masquerade, that was purchased by Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook. Also last year it was a big story about MSQRD. Masquerade, they called it MSQRD. MSQ is the code of Minsk International Airport, and RD is like research and development. So it was a very big story, and now when you use Facebook live messaging, just you can put a mask of Leonardo DiCaprio on yourself and communicate with your friends and compatriots or whoever you would like to communicate with. So when when you think about creating a company, and you know, just when you have contacted somewhere far away from you, it means that you know, just they will help you to build up your business as a global business right from the very beginning of your project.
Interesting. And you talked about Viber and so internet applications. Which are the main areas in which you are developing research? Just software development, or?
Yeah, computer sciences, big data, data mining, mobile apps, voice over internet protocol, 3Ds, you know, virtual reality. That's actually everything that is connected to to computer and mobile terminals, and like mobile phones and iPads and these tablets. So we really believe that if you would focus on one sector, then you can achieve big results. But if you actually work on different sectors, you know, for a small country, it's not that easy to achieve good results in everything. So, you know, just we intentionally focus only on one direction. And, you know, the Prime Minister, like a couple of years ago, he made me a phone call. Our Prime Minister asked if we would like to start from biotech. And I said, no, you know, just we do bioinformatics. It means that we analyze different things connected to genome and, you know, human genome sciences and things like that. Yeah, we do things like that, but, you know, just, but biotech itself, you know, we are not going to do it because, you know, just the entrance, the level of entrance to the industry now is very high, to this particular industry. And we understand, you know, just that industry, biotechnology, pharmaceutical, huge pharmaceuticals company, they control practically all this business, and it's not that easy to enter this business. But in terms of software development, in terms of computer sciences, you do not need actually the high barrier to enter this business, you know, just the computer or laptop or mobile terminals that every one of us has at home, you know, just, and we do not consider it as some important hardware, you know, just everybody has it. So, you know, just the barrier of entrance is very low. So we decided, because 10 years ago we were a social startup, you know, just we didn't exist 10 years ago. Now we have 25,000. So, you know, just I think that we are on the right track.
Yes, and talking about numbers, for example, at CRS4 we are about 160, maybe in the peak of our history we've been 200. And nonetheless, we had a lot of difficulties in hiring this amount of people. How do you manage to hire 25,000 IT people? Do you cooperate with universities, or do you...
We train them. Actually, what we do, first of all, we opened 80 labs in our universities. And, you know, just in every university, even in linguistic university, because we noticed that quality assurance experts, you know, they are normally very good of the graduates or students from linguistic universities that understand, you know, just the mistakes of their children, you know, just they see the mistakes. And the same way they can train themselves to see the mistakes made by a computer engineer. So, or by software engineer. The first source where we recruit people is from these universities. And people, you know, just students, they can actually choose which lab to go and to study a particular technology. Then we created high-tech educational center, or high-tech park educational center, where those graduates, students, not students, but postgraduates, those who received a certain specialty, like for instance economist or bookkeeper or, you know, mechanical engineer, and if they would like to be retrained, if they see that, you know, just on the market they can get much more, you know, just if they would become a software engineer rather than to be a bookkeeper. So we retrain them through this educational center. And last year we retrained 700 approximately people that, you know, that received the basic education of one specialty, they got one profession, and they were retrained within from 6 to 9 months. They can be retrained, and then later on join one of our companies. We have 156 companies as our residents.
Very interesting. And in terms of, for example, recently CRS4 started a cooperation with the Chinese company Huawei. It's very interesting because it's being a multinational company, it helps us in distribute our technologies and ideas. But one of the the problems we met collaborating with them is about security. Chinese and European. And how do you address problems related in general, if I can ask, to intellectual property? Are you serious about that or not? Because in Italy we are not very serious. We were discussing internally, and there is not. We historically have not an history of protecting our patents and so on. In Italy, you publish your results and that's it. You are happy with that. How do you deal with that? Is it an issue for you as for us?
Yeah. Well, just many of our companies, if they grew up from let's say 20 people up to 1,000 or not even 1,000, 200, 300, and you have important clients, which are, let's say, American public companies or European public companies. Among our clients are companies like Coca-Cola, Thomson Reuters, Bank of America, Citibank, United Bank of Switzerland, Barclays Capital. So this, you understand that these clients, they demand actually high security. And, just especially when these are public companies, what you do, they have a special requirements, and our companies, they go through the international audit every year, and they have special procedures, just that they should pass through in order to comply with the requirements of their clients. And I understand your question that, it was a bad perception of Belarus, let's say, 10 years ago, just when we started, or even 5 years ago sometimes. But, just the main challenge for our directors and for our companies was to bring them to Minsk. They didn't want, because, just they looked at what was shown on TV or what was published in media, and, just it was not always favorable, generally speaking, yes. But when they come, they see that, just it's good country, just the country that you can make business with. And again, the issue is that we told our clients and we told the investors, look, just you can start to do business with very few investments. Just because in software development, you don't need to have a big investment. It's not like to build a shipyard, just when you really need a lot of money to pump into the company if you would like to build ships or bikes or anything that is material. In software development, you can take a risk of 50,000 euros, and that's it. Just that's the risk that you can take. But, just the outcome can be much more higher, just because in this business, just the risk is high, and everybody understands that, especially when you make your own product. But the outcome, if you will become successful, will be amazing. Because the guys in Hackathon, just they build this masquerade product, in 2 days. Well, definitely they were people and they were preparing it. But, just we organized a hackathon, they built it and they sold it to Facebook. Nobody knows for how much, but they're, just different estimations from 20 million to 100 million US dollars. So, and they build it, let's say in 1 year, maybe 2 years, paying 2 or 3 software engineers, which appeared to be the investment amount of maybe 30, 50,000 US dollars. And in 2 years, the return is you invested 50,000 and, you got back 50 million. So, just But definitely you could lose these 50,000 if the product would not become successful.
So in terms of international collaboration, cooperation, do you mostly collaborate with the European or Eastern European centers and companies, or even US or worldwide
Mostly,
companies?
okay, well, just if we look at our partners, business partners, then 40% of our business partners are located in the United States, 45% approximately in the countries of the European Union, 5% approximately in the countries of Southeast Asia, mostly Singapore, Korea and Japan. Definitely we do have partners and clients in Russia, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, the countries of the former Soviet Union, a little bit of Ukraine. But because of the economic crisis, the share of the countries of the former Soviet Union is getting smaller and smaller. You know, like 2 years ago, we had 14% going to the countries of this former Soviet Union. Now we have about 6-7%. You know, it's reduced almost twice.
So, very interesting. Thank you for your words. Non so se qualcuno vuole approfittare della presenza per fare qualche domanda a Valerie anche in italiano o in inglese o come volete, o se no lo salutiamo. Ok, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, grazie.